Okay, so this video is a little bit deeper, slower explanation of the user interface. Um, Not the admin interface, but really the user interface only. So once you are at your login page, obviously you sign in. So overall, what you have is the home button, which is obvious. Communications, we'll come back later a little bit. You have your profile. In your profile, you have your name, last name, phone number, etc., your motorcycle type, brand, model, year, color, license plate, the maximum distance per tank. The license plate is there only for your information, but also it makes it easier. You go into hotels and stuff, and they want to have your license plate number to make sure they can identify your motorcycle and so on. So instead of not remembering or whatever, you have it on your phone, it's right there in the app. The maximum distance per tank is in order for the admins, the rides that you register into. Let's say a ride has 400 kilometers between gas station and you only can ride for 350 kilometers between gas refills, then the admin will know that he has a problem and he needs to add an extra gas tap, or you will know that unfortunately you can't go on that ride because your bike will just not carry you the distance required. So it is important to have a good number and not a very high number. So if you're the maximum you've ever done is 400 clicks on a tank, I don't suggest putting the 400 in there because you're really stretching the limit and you could get yourself into trouble. So if your max is 400, then you put 375. So basically, this is the maximum distance per tank that you can safely do. It is not the absolute max that you can do. You can select the language. You can select if you ride with a passenger, and this part is also very good for associations and so on. And some of them have a different name for the passenger. So you can write, if let's say you have a passenger and you have a sidecar and you have a passenger behind you and you have another passenger in the sidecar, this allows you to enter all the names of these people. Uh, what also this means is that we'll write this passenger number one, my passenger. What this does is that later on, for the reservations for the hotels and the restaurants, then the admin will know that, for example, the meal choices, there's not just one meal involved for you, there's two, perhaps three meals that are involved and that need to be selected. So you would write, you know, the phone numbers and so on, the email address, because also this would allow the module to send email communications to both you and the passenger. So then you're sure not to miss any communications from the admin concerning a ride that is being, changed, dispatched, or added in some sort of way. So the more you fill in, the better you're going to be served for your ride. You have here at the bottom associations. You are not currently, this user is not currently a member of an association, but he may browse the existing associations. So you would then make a request to join that association. And if you are in fact part of that association or the admin allows you to become part of that association, then he will accept or deny your request. If he accepts it, then you will be part in the module, you will be part of that particular association. And I want to stress in the module, this module does not manage association, membership fees and all that stuff. It will consider you a member of that association for ride organization purposes only. So if your admin knows that you are, you know, Jack is the administrator of the association and he's the one managing the rides, then Jack knows that you are or are not a member of that association. So you will accept your request for joining. And what that does is that later on, you can you will be able to see all the rides that are linked to that associations, and you will not see the rides that are linked to other associations. If by any chance your association does not exist, you may request to add another association, and the super admin of the whole app will then create that association and make it available for you and other users to join and be part of. So I forgot to mention, but yes, you can change the your picture or your avatar or your profile. So if we go back to the main screen, you will see here that you have active rides, past rides, and archived rides. And you have the available rides. So these are rides that are shared by other members and that you may ask to be part of. And whoever has organized that ride will either accept or deny you. And then we go into that whole process. Uh, I will show you the past ride so you have a little bit of an idea. But as you can see in this ride that you were part of, there are some actions that are needed. So you are registered for that ride, but some things need to be taken care of. And these things are the different acceptation or confirmation or selections that you need to have. So as you can see here, you had to make a choice for that stop at Tim Hortons and you had to pre-select your menu. So you have your menu here and you have your menu selection here um, for the McDonald's, the Egg McMuffin, and so on. So there are no menus required for these other days, so you're fine on menu choices. Uh, Here you will see that you are also confirmed as a three rider group. So what this means is that within that ride, you may ask other users to be part of your three rider group. They will get a message that you're asking them, and they can either accept or deny. And you may yourself receive some requests to be part of a three rider group. Once you are confirmed, these names, you will see the name of the participants of your three rider group, and you can message them. Uh, you can communicate between them. You can also communicate here with the admin about the ride or whatever it is that you want to discuss with the ride admin. So that's also possible. And if you do have messages, you will see the little check mark or numbers here by the notification bell. So right at first glance, you can tell whether or not your ride is all set. If your hotel reservations, for example, here you were missing hotel reservations. So you see this one, it is completed. You have a reservation number. You can record what day that payment was done. It actually went through. So maybe on the 30th, you may upload an invoice of that, a copy of that invoice, and you can save it. So that way you know exactly when it's been paid. And if there's any questions when you're at the hotel, well, you have all your documents right there. You don't have to be looking everywhere for an invoice or a confirmation number or whatever. Everything is there. What you can also manage is if you want to save a little bit of money, you can share rooms between the participants of a ride. So that means that the first person, this is important, the first person that has a room registration number will be available to share a room. If neither one of you has a reservation number, so here, for example, there are this ride actually you have been accepted. Here, there's no room linked. So as you can see, it is possible to ask a person, another participant, to share a room even before the room has been reserved. So neither one of the participants has a room reserved or has reservation numbers. However, once one of the two participants has a reservation and confirms the reservation number in this section, then that hotel will be considered as completed because you will have a reservation number. You also have accepted room share capabilities. The only user that will be able to change that room confirmation number is the original person that made the reservation. So if I have a reservation and you don't, you cannot change the reservation number in the app. So it will stay fixed. But we will both be aware in the app that we both share a room. This also has another influence. It is that the app will calculate how many rooms are available and how many rooms are required and how many rooms uh, can later be canceled, how many participants are in these rooms, and who the participants are in each room. This is very useful for the admin because it makes the communications and the confirmations with the hotels much more transparent and much more efficient. And the admin doesn't have to run around and call everybody and make sure, all of that is within the app. But again, this is the user side. So it really leaves you with all the information that you need to register and manage your own side of the ride and what it is that you participate in and so on. In some cases, again, we see here sometimes if the admin has uh, taken the time and has all the info, you may have an idea, a budget of what this particular ride will cost you. Uh, do not take that, at complete absolutes. Of course, prices can change a little bit, variations here and there. There may have been a little bit of a mistake or by the hotel or whatever. So this gives you an idea, but it's never an exact amount. So do with it as you may. So this pretty much goes around. Oh yeah, here also settings. Settings. You have some personal settings that you may set there for yourself. So if you want to be, maximum writing time is 8 hours. You know, this is in minutes, so 120 minutes, 2 hour maximum write time. The maximum time. These are your personal settings. There is also a checklist section, and right now your personal checklist of writing gear and so on and so forth um, is blank. So you may add items that are your personal checklist. What it is that you want to make sure that, as a rule, not just for this ride, but as a rule for every ride you go on, you want to make sure that these items you do not forget. So you have different sections, so for the ride, safety items, whether it be supports, plasters, whatever, and your riding gear and personal like sunscreen and stuff. You may add other items. These checklists are completely personalized to you. In some cases, there will be, for example, the sunscreen was already here, so there may be presets, but you can change them, add to them, and so on and so forth. This is really your personal checklist for all the rides that you go on. So this pretty much takes care of the whole user side of it. Other videos will be produced for the admin sides, and that will take you into much longer and much many more different sections and capabilities in more details. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.